Math isn't difficult. Math is fun. I am Neelakanta Banu Prakash and I am the fastest human calculator in the world. And we are exploring infinities. Exploring infinities is here in front of you to give you a mathematics learning experience like never before. With expert trainers from around the country, we are here to make you learn math the right way.
Hi friends, welcome back. I am Hasita from Exploring Infinities, back to help you learn the lesson Tangents and Secants to a Circle. Let us start today's class by solving a small exercise and then we will continue learning the topics that we learned in last class. Here is a fill in the blanks exercise from your textbook. Let us now solve it. Question number 1. A tangent to a circle intersects it in dash points. We learned this in the definition of tangent itself. A tangent to a circle intersects it in only one point. Next, a line intersecting a circle at 2 points is called a secant, as we already learned. Third question, a circle can have dash parallel tangents at the most. Now this is an interesting question. Here we have a circle with center O. Let us first draw one tangent to it. This is our tangent T to the circle and point of contact is A. Now we need to find out how many tangents can exist to this circle which are parallel to the tangent T. So for that, let us first draw a couple of lines which are parallel to tangent T. Here we have some lines which are parallel to the tangent T. So let us name them small a, b, c, d and e. Now let us look at line A. Line A is cutting our circle at 2 points, so it cannot be a tangent. Similarly, line B is also cutting the circle at 2 points. So is line C and line D. Now line A, B, C and D are all cutting our circle at 2 points, so none of them can be a tangent to our circle. Here, you must understand that these lines A, B, C and D represent any line which is parallel to tangent T and is intersecting our circle at 2 points. So, even if a line is parallel to our tangent T, if it intersects our circle at 2 points, it cannot be a tangent to the circle. But when we look at line E, it is intersecting our circle at a single point. Let this point be B. Now, if a line is intersecting our circle at a single point, what does it mean? It means that that line is a tangent to our circle. So here we have found one line which is a tangent to our circle having center O and which is parallel to line T. What about all the other tangents that this circle has? No matter how many lines we try to draw which touch our circle at a single point, they have to intersect either tangent E or tangent T or even both. So any of these lines which I have drawn in purple color cannot be tangents to our circle having center O. That means a circle can have 2 parallel tangents at the most. Another interesting point that we can note here is if we join the 2 points of contact of both of our tangents which are parallel, we obtain a line which is passing through the center of our circle. That means we obtain a diameter. Now our tangents T and E are at ends of the diameter. What does that mean? That means when we draw 2 tangents at the ends of a diameter, we obtain a pair of tangents which are parallel to each other. So from our third question, we have learned some very interesting points. The first one is that a circle can have 2 parallel tangents at the most, and then tangents drawn to a circle at the ends of a diameter are always parallel. Not only diameter AB, we can draw any other diameter to this circle, and the tangents that we draw at the ends of the diameter will be parallel to each other. Next question. The common point of a tangent to a circle and the circle is called. We have used this word many times while discussing previous theorems and sums. The common point to a tangent and the circle is known as point of contact. Then our final question. We can draw dash number of tangents to a given circle. We have discussed this point previously as well. The number of points that exist on the circle are infinitely many, and at each point we can draw one tangent. That means we can draw infinite number of tangents to a given circle. And with this we have completed our exercise. It didn't seem too difficult, did it? Towards the end of our previous class, we discussed a very interesting question. What was it? If we have a circle having center O and an external point P, PA and PB are tangents drawn from the external point P to our circle having center O. We discussed how we can find the lengths of these tangents. That is, we discussed how to find the values of PA and PB. But what was our question? It was, are the lengths of both the tangents drawn from an external point to a circle equal? That means, is PA equal to PB? Let us find out in Theorem 9.2. Theorem 9.2 states that the lengths of tangents drawn from an external point to a circle are equal. So we have our answer. They are in fact equal. But we are not going to believe this without a proof. So let's look at the proof. Let us construct our relevant diagram again. Here we have our circle having center O, and let us consider an external point P. And here are our tangents from P to the circle. This is the first tangent and this is our second tangent. Let us name the points of contact A and B. We need to prove that length of tangent PA is equal to length of tangent PB. Let us now look at the proof. First, let us write what it is that we need to prove. To prove PA is equal to PB. Before we start the proof, we need to make a few constructions. What are they? Join OA, OB and OP. First, we are joining OA and then OB and finally OP. So now we have joined OA, OB and OP. In our figure, there are two tangents, PA and PB, and there are two radii, OA and OB. Now, what do we know about the relationship between a tangent and a radius at the point of contact? We know that tangent to a circle at any point is perpendicular to the radius passing through its point of contact. That means our tangent PA should be perpendicular to the radius passing through its point of contact. That radius is OA. So, PA is perpendicular to OA. Similarly, our tangent PB should be perpendicular to the radius passing through its point of contact B, and that radius is OB. So, PB is perpendicular to OB. Here we have PA is perpendicular to OA and PB is perpendicular to OB. And that means angle PAO is 90 degrees and angle PBO is also 90 degrees. In our figure, we have two triangles, triangle PAO and triangle PBO. Now, since angle PAO is equal to 90 degrees and angle PBO is also equal to 90 degrees, here we have angle PAO is equal to angle PBO is equal to 90 degrees. Now these triangles share a common side, that is side PO. So here we have PO is equal to PO. And finally, side AO is equal to side BO. Why? Because they are both radii. AO is equal to BO, since they are both radii. So here we have a right angle, side opposite to right angle, that is the hypotenuse, and an equal side. That means by RHS congruency axiom, we can say that triangle PAO is congruent to triangle PBO. We have learned that corresponding parts of congruent triangles are equal. That means in triangles PAO and PBO, we can say that side PA from triangle PAO and side PB from triangle PBO are equal. So PA is equal to PB. Now what are PA and PB? They are the lengths of tangents drawn from an external point P to the circle having center O. And we just proved that PA is equal to PB. That means we have proved that the lengths of tangents drawn from an external point to a circle are equal. Hence, the theorem has been proved. So let us write our final statement, that is, lengths of tangents drawn from an external point to a circle are equal. Hence, theorem proved. This proof is pretty simple, wasn't it? Let us go through the steps that we followed in order to prove this theorem. The theorem that we have to prove is the lengths of tangents drawn from an external point to a circle are equal. So we considered a circle having center O and an external point P. Tangents PA and PB have been drawn from this external point to the circle. We joined the center of circle O to the points A, B and P. We found out that PA is perpendicular to OA and PB is perpendicular to OB. That means angle PAO is equal to 90 degrees and even angle PBO is equal to 90 degrees. Then, using RHS congruency axiom, we proved that triangle PAO is congruent to triangle PBO. In congruent triangles, we know that corresponding parts are equal. Here, the corresponding parts that we focused on are sides PA and PB. Hence, PA is equal to PB. But what are PA and PB? They are the lengths of tangents drawn from our external point P to the circle having center O. That means we have proved that lengths of tangents drawn from an external point to a circle are equal. And this is nothing but our theorem statement. Hence, theorem proved. Until now, we have learnt two theorems, Theorem 9.1 and Theorem 9.2. Now, we are going to be looking at some statements given in your textbook. To prove these statements, we will make use of the theorems that we have learnt earlier. And then, using these statements, we will be solving some problems in the future. Now, let us look at the first statement given in your textbook. Statement 1. The center of a circle lies on the bisector of the angle between two tangents drawn from a point outside it. Here, we have a circle having center O and an external point P. From this point, we are drawing two tangents. This is the first tangent and this is the second tangent. Let us name the points of contact A and B. Then our two tangents will be PA and PB. Let us read the statement once again. The center of a circle, in our figure, the center is O, lies on the bisector of the angle between two tangents. Our tangents are PA and PB, so the angle between them would be angle APB, drawn from a point outside it. This point is point P. We have to prove that the center of our circle lies on the angular bisector of angle APB. Proof. In order to go ahead with the proof, we need to make a few constructions. They are joining OA, OB and OP. First, I am joining OP, then OA and OB. In our figure, we have two tangents PA and PB and two radii OA and OB. PA and PB are tangents and OA and OB are radii. We learnt in theorem 9.1 that tangent to a circle at any point is perpendicular to the radius passing through its point of contact. So tangent is perpendicular to radius at point of contact. On applying this theorem at point A, we obtain tangent PA is perpendicular to radius OA. That implies angle PAO is equal to 90 degrees. Similarly, at point B, we get tangent PB is perpendicular to radius OB. That implies angle PBO is equal to 90 degrees. So here we have two triangles, triangle PAO and triangle PBO. Both of them are right angled triangles. Triangle PAO and triangle PBO. In these triangles, angle PAO is equal to angle PBO is equal to 90 degrees. Then these triangles have a common side OP. And side OA is equal to side OB since OA and OB are radii of the circle having center O. So here we have a right angle, a hypotenuse and an equal side. That means by RHS congruency axiom, we can say that triangle PAO is congruent to triangle PBO. We know that in congruent triangles, corresponding paths are equal. So in our triangles PAO and PBO, let us consider the paths angle APO and angle BPO. These parts are corresponding parts in these two triangles. Hence, we can say that these angles are equal. That means angle APO is equal to angle BPO. Now, angle APO and angle BPO when added give us this angle APB. That means if angle APO and angle BPO are equal, we can say that OP is the angular bisector of angle APB. That implies OP is angular bisector of angle APB. If OP is the angular bisector of APB, we can say that the point O lies on OP. That means point O lies on the angular bisector of angle APB. What is point O? It is the center of this circle. Our statement says center of a circle lies on the bisector of the angle between two tangents drawn from a point outside it. Here OP is the bisector of angle APB and angle APB is the angle between the two tangents drawn from external point P to this circle having center O, which are PA and PB. O is the center of the circle. Now O obviously lies on the line OP. Hence, we can say that center of this circle lies on the angular bisector of the angle between the two tangents drawn from external point P to this circle. That means we have proved this statement. Hence, point O lies on the angular bisector of the angle between tangents drawn from external point P to the circle. So, our statement has been proved. Let us go through the steps that we used to prove the statement one more time. The statement says, the center of a circle lies on the bisector of the angle between two tangents drawn from a point outside it. So we are considering a circle having center O and an external point P. The tangents drawn from this external point to the circle are PA and OA. Since the tangent at any point of a circle is perpendicular to the radius passing through its point of contact, we have PA is perpendicular to OA at point A and PB is perpendicular to OB at point B. This gives us angle PAO is equal to angle PBO is equal to 90 degrees. So now here we have two triangles, triangle PAO and triangle PBO, which are right angled triangles. Using RHS congruency axiom, we have proved that these two triangles are congruent. We know that in congruent triangles, corresponding paths are equal. This is what we call CPCT in short. We are considering the corresponding parts angle APO and angle BPO. If these angles are equal, it means line segment OP is the bisector of angle APB and angle APB is the angle between tangents drawn from the external point P to our circle. Now, the point O obviously lies on line segment OP. Hence, we can say that point O, which is the center of our circle, lies on the angular bisector of the angle between tangents drawn from external point P to the circle. And this is nothing but statement 1. Hence, we have proved statement 1. This is it for now. In the next class, we will be seeing some more statements and problems related to them. Until then, bye.
And so we come to an end to today's lecture. Thanks a lot for watching this and stay tuned for the upcoming ones. Don't forget to follow @fastesthumancalculator and @exp.infi on Instagram and subscribe to our YouTube channel.